Hey, it's your girl DJ, and you are with me, and we are rising through concrete. Last week we talked about courage. This week we're talking about beliefs. We're about to jump in, and the question of the day is, where are your beliefs limiting your potential? Now, as always, I want to hear from you guys. Drop them on the social media platforms because they will be there for you to respond to, and mine will be here. If you want to leave a message for the show, always, you can do so on anchor.fm. Now let's jump right on into this one. Now, where have I started with this? For me specifically, personal beliefs. When I was younger and in my 20s, it was always expecting others to just know what I needed and just do it. The other was following the golden rule, literally. Treat others how you want to be treated, and there should be no issue. Now, was it true? Probably not, but that's how I felt. Whether it was me being in a romantic relationship or whether it was me moving around in my career, figuring that mess out, it was just crazy to me how, it was just crazy to me how over time, I just, people weren't doing what I wanted them to do. Why are you not doing what I need you to do? Why is it that we've been on this earth for years and eon and you just don't know my needs? Figure my needs out. So frustrating, very annoying. and that was, of course, like 20s. When I think about my career, it's funny. It's funny for a couple reasons, because I felt like earlier on in my career, I wanted people to just look at me and know what I needed. And it was almost like, oh my God, I'm Black, and you should just assume that I'm smart because I use the English language. And you should just give. Horrible, I know, but it was a very hard lesson to be humbled by. And then I was humbled right back, very, very clearly. It was something I needed to really deal with and take a pause and really reflect on. Now, why am I saying all that, right? I was entitled and I wasn't being objective. I felt like my existence deserved positive outcomes. I felt like no matter what I was capable of, I should just be given the opportunity to do. We're all not good at everything. However, effort means everything. I think a fair shake is feasible. I think we all can say, hey, put the effort in. I've had people turn me down. I've had people reject me constantly. But I've also had quite a few people reach their hand out and give me a chance. And I wouldn't be here today talking to you guys if that didn't matter. They do. But where I've been is just expecting others to just do and know. And just simply be at the right place at the right time. It's not a movie. I needed to put the work in. I needed to have my intentions set. And it's not just pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. It's a combination of things. And we have to really move past the thinking that it's one solution solving all the problems. It's not. It's a full strategy. It really is. And my potential was diminished by having such minimal thinking take hold of all that. Like that, it was so shady of me to be in that space and not listen, because I was more intelligent than that. And it was just me feeling like at the time that the definition of equal was different. And so what did I believe the definition of equal was? Everybody gets the same thing at the same time, no matter what. But it doesn't work that way. And it doesn't work that way for a very good reason. Everybody doesn't start at the same place. Everybody needs access to the same thing. When they are prepared to use it, it will become available. I want to be intentional about sharing it that way, because sometimes people can, or we can, exclude others with bad intention, and that's not what I hope to do in this space. And I want to diminish being entitled. It's not what I want to do at all. I think we all have the potential to be great. And sometimes we need to revisit and check our bias, and we need to check our bias and to kind of figure out, like, where am I? How did I get here? And who helped pave the way for me to be as comfortable as I am? Because it wasn't me by myself. Somebody took a chance on me. And the limiting beliefs that you have, while someone may share that limiting belief with you, who's being excluded and why? Because the same way that person or that group could be excluded, so can we, or so can you. And it could happen to anyone. Now, the biggest piece I want to just share from where I've been is, what am I learning from all of that? And like, what am I doing about that now? Is breaking down those walls of not communicating. And I think it goes back to making sure that I'm heard, making sure that you're heard, making sure that I'm understood, and making sure that you are understood, and making sure that I'm seen, and then making sure that you're seen. And it's an uncomfortable process, and that's absolutely all right. Like, when I talk to you guys, I think I've shared this in earlier episodes, is I'm the most comfortable person with being uncomfortable in the safest way. And I absolutely mean it. We have to be okay with being uncomfortable. Because as soon as people go into spaces where they can't have uncomfortable conversations because it hurts, there's no opportunity to take a chance. And we're better than that. You're better than that. There's so much, and I needed to take a pause there, because I needed to pause and just pull it back together. It's being able to I know the question is where, but personally, for me, it's not where, it's what. Because the more I experience, the more people I meet, the more walls fall mentally in my mind, and those walls turn to bridges to better understand people. And I love that. It goes back to the essence of this podcast, right? It's like we're rising through concrete. It's man-made. Concrete is man-made. And we hold ourselves down when we decide that we're just not going to try, and we're just going to be held down and covered up by things that we deem too hard. We're better than that. We're better than that. Let's take a short break, come back, and I'm going to share with you guys where I'm going with all this. And we're back. Now, I could have taken this time and talked about going through the motions and putting out negative energy and talking about those phrases that people use where, why am I going to do it when it's just going to be negative anyway? And I could have sat here and talked about, well, what's the worst that could happen? And there's another segment later on down the line in 2022 that I'm actually going to cover some of that. But I didn't want to do that for a really good reason. I think we've spent a lot of time thinking on that, right? And sometimes we know those answers. We know we don't have to think about I'm just going through the motions. We don't have to sit and put the negative energy out into the world and say, I want to do better in my life, but it doesn't matter anyway. See, why put the but out there? Yeah, we all have a butt. We all have behinds. We have bottoms, all of those things. But they're in the back. They're in the past. They're behind you. You're looking forward. Stop. I could have sat and just said, oh, well, you're just going through the motions. There's no point in it. Well, you walk too. And you walk forward. What's stopping you? You blink, you close your eyes, but within the second, they're open again. What I'm getting at really is it could be worse, but is it? And if you do have the opportunity to make things better, why not? You're well supported. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to be validated by someone else. Give yourself grace. And if you're not sure what that means, let me break it down for a little bit better. Okay, you messed up a little bit. Do it again. It's not perfect. Okay, now you know that. Now you know what it's not supposed to look like, or sound like, or smell like, or taste like. Try it again. Now you know 2 things, or 3 things. Add it to the list. Hell, now it's an experiment. Build on it. Be intentional about the next step. Share what you know. You're not the next person. Don't copy the person. Be you. You can be inspired by others. You don't need to copy them. This episode could have gone in a different direction, but it didn't, and I did that on purpose. That's where I'm going. Where did I go? In a different direction. I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I struggle with those limiting beliefs. I struggled with entitlement early. I was severely humbled. I went in a different direction because I suffer with a parent who does it often. Her butt is always in the way. Everything she says, oh well, but it doesn't matter. There's no reason for it. I'm never going to. Oh well. And she's better than that. She's better than that because she's phenomenal. She's done more than any parent I could think of and never gives herself enough credit. It takes her to get close to the age of 70 to realize that she herself is beautiful. It takes her until almost the age of 70 to recognize that the work that she's done with the hands that she has impacted hundreds, if not thousands, in the District of Columbia. The reason children have an education at one of the schools here is because of the work that she was doing decades ago. And I don't think she ever got credit for it. And at the end of the day, her limiting beliefs diminished her potential. Yeah, I could have taken this show in a different direction, but I didn't. We all have the ability to be intentional about our growth and the beliefs that we hold on to. Our beliefs are oftentimes rooted in the experiences that we're faced with and that we go through life with. I'm going to continue to keep an open mind. I'm going to fight to be as objective as possible when I can. I'm okay with being wrong. I usually am. Even as a subject matter expert in different areas, I want to learn. I want to be wrong. I want to continue to fail forward and fill in the blanks. And with that, y'all, I'm wrapping up. I love y'all as always. And next week, we're going to go right on back into courage. Now, next week, we're going to be talking about some big decisions. How y'all feel about those? Again, this episode, we talked about beliefs. Let me know what your limiting beliefs are and what opportunities did you miss out on? And we'll talk next week. I love y'all. And as always, rise through concrete.